Hi guys, welcome back to the next episode of Director's Channel. Today we're looking at Fast World Justin Lin. So let's get into it. Welcome back to the next episode of Director's Channel. We talk about director. Today we're talking about Justin Lin. Before we do it, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. Here's our brother. So I'm going to go through his movies and I'm going to tell full about them to start. So in 1997 we had Shopping for Fangs. This was an American Canadian blood comedy film. This was Justin Lin's first movie. This is John Cho's debut of an actor, and this stars Radma Senior, Lala Lee, and Radma and Jean Chin. And I've not seen this movie. I don't know if it's good enough. So yeah. So 2002, we had Bear Luck Tomorrow. Now this was a crime drama film, and it starred Paris Shen, Hayden Tobin, Sun Kang, Roger Fan, Dontel, and Kunan Cheng. It made 3.8 million at 250,000 budget. So yeah, you can see positive reviews, and yeah, this starred Sun Kang as Han, who would then go into show in the Fast and Furious movies. It was a good movie, Bear Luck Tomorrow. Then in 2006 we had Annapolis, which is a drama film. This stars James Franco, Tyrese Gibson, Jordana Brewster, Donnie Wahlberg, and Chi McBride, and with Kelly Shannon. It made $17 million on $26 million budget. It received negatives from critics, and so yeah, it's an okay film for Annapolis. In 2006, we had a Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Now this was an action film. It's a standalone sequel to the Fast and Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious, and the third installment in the Fast and Furious franchise. It stars Lucas Black and Bow Wow. $159 million, $85 million budget. The film received mixed reviews from critics, who praised for its driving sequences, but criticism for its screenplay and acting performances. It grossed $159 million, making it the lowest grossing film in the franchise. It was followed by a prequel, the first being Fast and Furious 2009, and last being Fast and Furious 6 in 2013, a direct sequel to Final Furious 7, which is 2015, with the story's connectivity. The film itself, the events of Fast and Furious 6, and before the events of Furious 7, and this is my favorite Fast and Furious movie because the actors aren't really the same, besides Vin Diesel, who makes the cameo in the end, and I don't know. I think that I just feel like the characters are like one-dimensional, and yeah, so that's Tokyo Drift. And then down some we are Finishing the Hat, because a mockumentary film focused on Bruce Lee's final film, Game of Death, which was unfinished at the time of his death. This stars Michaela Burnett, Monique Gabrielle Curran, Roger Fan, Song Kang, Moja Crash, Meredith Scotland, and Dustin Nguyen. So this movie made 53,219 million, and it received mostly negative reviews. And I've not seen this movie either. Then in 2009 we had Fast and Furious. Also, as Fast and Furious 4 is a direct sequel to the Fast and the Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious, as well as the fourth installment in the Fast and Furious franchise. It starred Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Michelle Rodriguez, and Jordana Brewster. It made $360.4 million on a $54 million but $85 million budget. The film received mixed reviews from critics. It was praised for reuniting the original cast and action sequences, but criticism for its screenplay. It grossed over $360 million worldwide, exceeding expectations to become the then highest gross film franchise. It also grossed $72.5 million worldwide during its opening weekend, which made the highest grossing worldwide spring weekend opening until the release of Alice in Wonderland. It was followed by Fast 5. And I'm not a huge fan of this movie. I thought it's forgettable. I don't even remember having this movie. That's Fast and Furious. Then 2011 we had Fast 5, also known as Fast and Furious 5 or Fast and Furious 5 Rio Heist, is a sequel to Fast and Furious and the fifth installment in the Fast and Furious franchise. It stars Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson, Chris Ludacris Bridges, Matt Scholes, Sun Kang, and Dwayne Johnson. It made $626.1 million, $125 million budget. The film received positive reviews with praise for Lin's direction, the action sequences, and points of the cast. It was widely considered one of the best films in the franchise. It became the seventh highest film from 2011, the then highest grossing film in the franchise, and set several records related to Universal's highest grossing opening weekend in several international markets. It was followed by Fast and Furious 6. I like this one. I think this is my favorite Fast and Furious movie, so that's Fast 5. And then 2013, we had Fast and Furious 6, titled on screen as Furious 6, is the sequel to Fast 5 and the sixth installment of Fast and Furious. In the Fast and Furious franchise, it stars Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Dwayne Johnson, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson, Chris Lucas Bridges, Son Kang, Luke Evans, Gina Carano, and John Ortiz, and made $788.7 million, $160 to $260 million budget. It received positive reviews with praise for Lynn's direction, cast performances, and action sequences, making it the sixth highest grossing in 2013, the then fourth highest grossing film distributed by Universal, and the then highest grossing film in the franchise. It was followed by Furious 7. I don't like this one. It's not as good as Fast and Furious 5, but it's okay. That's Fast and Furious 6. And then in 2016, we had Star Trek Beyond. Now, this was a science fiction action film. It's based on television series Star Trek by Gene Roddenberry. It is the 13th film in the Star Trek franchise and the third installment in the reboot series following Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness. Chris Pine. This movie stars Chris Pine, John Cho, Simon Pegg, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Carl Urban, and Anthony Yelchin and Idris Elba. It made $343.5 million, $185 million budget. This was one of Yelchin's last films. He died in June 2016, and Leonard Nimoy died a year before the film's production. The film pays tribute to him, and the film received positive reviews, and there's been talks of them doing a sequel, Star Trek 4, but it's been in development hell for how long? For so long. I still think Star Trek 2013 is my favorite one, but this one is okay. So yeah, so that is Star Trek Beyond. Now finally in 2021 we had F9, which is it wasn't known as F9 The Fast Saga, Fast Furious 9 The Fast Saga. Is an action film. It's a sequel to The Fate of the Furious, the 9th main installment, and the 10th installment overall in the Fast Furious franchise. This stars Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Chris Lucas Bridges, John Cena, Natalie Emmanuel, Jordana Brewster, Son Kang, Helen Mirren, Kurt Russell, and Charlize Theron. It made $726.2 million, $225 million budget. It received mixed reviews for critics, with some praise for the stunts and Lynn's direction, whilst criticized for its unrealistic action sequences, lack of a plot, and revision of tropes. It set several pandemic box office records and grossed over $726 million worldwide, becoming the fifth highest grossing film of 2021. It was followed by Fast X 2023. And this movie is okay. It's not my favorite Fast Furious movie. And so, yeah, that is pretty much Justin Lin. He's done some good movies. He does some bad movies. That's it. That is the Fast World Justin Lin. Guys, so much for my videos. Bye next and bye.